Rain tapped softly on the roof as I sat alone in the dark, staring at our wedding photo. There he was, Andy, smiling beside me. I once thought that smile would stay with me forever. But 1 week after our wedding, he was gone. A motorcycle accident. No goodbye, no last touch. Just a deafening, soul-crushing silence. My world didn't just crumble, it completely collapsed. I became a ghost in my own life, unable to speak, unable to move. Every sound from the street became a cruel twist of the knife. A motorbike engine roaring to life. A sudden knock on the door each time. My heart would leap and I'd run, a desperate hope flaring in my chest that it was him, that it was all a horrible mistake. But it never was. The silence that followed was always heavier than before. 2 years passed in a blur of grey. Then I met Lauro. He was a co-worker, kind and patient. He had a way of making me smile again, a genuine smile that I thought I had lost forever. He listened to my silence. He cared about the small things. And for the first time in a long time, a tiny thought flickered within me. Maybe, just maybe, I could start over. But as Lauro stepped into my life, the world around me began to feel strange. He reminded me so much of Andy, not in his appearance, not in the way he dressed, but in the small, intimate details. The look in his eyes when he was deep in thought, the specific cadence of his voice when he was excited, even the way he walked with that slight, confident swagger. It was uncanny, almost haunting. It felt like Andy's echo was wrapped around him. I didn't dare tell anyone. My family, my friends, they would think grief had finally pushed me over the edge, that I'd lost my mind completely. So I kept the unsettling feeling locked inside, a secret between me and the shadows in my home. One evening, I was getting ready for a date with I was humming a little, feeling a spark of something close to happiness. I turned from my mirror, and that's when I saw him. Andy, he was standing at the door of my room, his back turned to me. He was wearing the same white barong he wore on our wedding day. I froze, my breath caught in my throat. The air in the room turned instantly cold, chilling me to the bone. And then I smelled his cologne. Faint, but undeniably real. It was the scent I used to bury my face in every night. I squeezed my eyes shut, and when I opened them again, he was gone. The doorway was empty. The air was warm again. That night, I cancelled on Lauro. I locked myself in my room and cried until the sun came up. The tears, a mixture of fear, grief, and a terrifying confusion. The next day, a worried Lauro came to check on me. He brought soup and sat with me in the kitchen, his presence a comforting warmth. But as we talked, my eyes drifted to the doorway, and there he was again, Andy, watching us. His face was a mask of sorrow, his eyes hollow and empty, just staring. Laura's voice cut through the haze. "Are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." I couldn't answer him. I wanted to scream, to point, to tell him what I was seeing. but the words wouldn't come out. I just shook my head, my body trembling. Then came the night that shattered everything. I had finally let my guard down. I let Lauro hold me, his arms a safe harbor in the storm of my life. As he leaned in closer, his lips about to touch mine, I closed my eyes, ready to take that step forward. And suddenly, his body felt heavy, impossibly cold, lifeless against mine. My eyes snapped open and my heart stopped. Lauro was gone. In his place was Andy. His skin was pale and waxy, blood trickling from the wounds on his face, the same broken, horrifying image I'd tried so hard to forget from his open casket. He glared at me, his eyes burning with a rage I had never seen. His cold, dead hands gripped my throat, squeezing the air from my lungs. I tried to scream, to push him away, to fight back, but my voice was stolen, my limbs paralyzed with terror. And then, just as quickly as he appeared, he vanished. Lauro's face was back in front of me, his eyes wide with terror, his hands hovering near my shoulders. "What's wrong? What happened?" he stammered, completely shaken. I scrambled away from him, pushing him back, and just cried, the sobs racking my entire body. I couldn't explain. How could I? Desperate, I sought help beyond medicine. That night, I visited a spiritual healer, an old woman my grandmother used to talk about. She lit a candle, looked into my eyes, and spoke in a low, steady voice. "Andy's spirit still lingers here," she said. "He loved you too much to leave this world. But now that you have given your heart to another, his love has turned to pain. He is trapped, and he is lashing out." She told me I had to pray for his soul, a novena for 9 straight nights, to light his way and finally set him free. I did everything she said. I lit candles. I prayed until my voice was hoarse. I begged Andy to find peace, to let me go. Weeks passed in a quiet, tense stillness. The strange feelings subsided, and then one night, as I was drifting off to sleep, I saw him one last time. He wasn't in my room this time. He was far away, standing at the edge of my vision, almost transparent. He looked peaceful. He gave me a faint, sad smile, the one I remembered from our wedding photo, before slowly fading away into the darkness. He was finally gone. After that, my mother insisted I see a psychiatrist. The doctor was kind. She listened to my whole story without judgment. She explained that what I experienced was likely a manifestation of profound grief and trauma, that my mind, unable to process the sudden loss, had recreated him, projecting my fears and unresolved love into tangible hallucinations. Maybe she was right. Maybe it was all just in my head, a complex and painful trick of a grieving mind. But deep down, in the quietest part of my heart, I know what I saw. I know what I felt. Andy was there. He was watching. He was waiting. And even now, sometimes, before I close my eyes to sleep, I find myself whispering into the darkness, "If you come back, Andy, please, only in my dreams."